Hi guys, welcome back to the Players Only Club. It's weekly preview time. 10 games this weekend. Shall we kick off with the early kick-off, as we said? Can he clop the lot?
I wasn't ready for that.
Yeah. Spurs versus Liverpool at the Lane. It's the big one. Klopp's first game. He's had he'll probably have 48 hours to have worked with any players that are coming back from international duty. Spurs, good at home this season. Although not very attack-minded. Although Christian Eriksen is now back.
Yeah.
Dead ball specialist.
So yeah, if they get a free kick, that's
how do you think this one's going?
Well, it's interesting because, like you say, 48 hours, really.
Yeah.
He can't impact the club at this point. The only impact he can make is just that little lift that gets everyone excited, gets the players excited. It would be better if they were at home.
Bet he was wishing it was a home game. The whole of Anfield. Liverpool seem to have taken to him. He's taken to the city of Liverpool.
Yeah. I mean, it's been a huge deal. Klopp coming in.
Yeah.
People have gone mental for
the Messiah.
And I mean, on scale, Mourinho didn't cause this much fuss coming back to Chelsea.
No.
So that's quite.
Is Klopp the real deal?
Well, yes and no. Firstly, he spent all his time in Germany. Yeah. So there's something to be said that we don't know how he's going to adapt to the Premier League yet.
No.
They definitely think that he's got something about him to suggest that he is a very knowledgeable man and that he's going to adapt. But I think time will tell on that one.
Yeah.
How are you seeing this particular fixture?
Don't know. I think mine's born out of a little bit of jealousy. I always don't think Liverpool deserve him.
I agree with that.
I think he is going to be the best manager they've had for the last, since they won the Champions League with Benitez, I think.
Since Benitez.
Yeah, I think lots of managers have come and gone. I think that's the best bit of business they've done, getting in the right manager, who should hopefully buy the right players given time.
Yeah.
Get him playing a recognisable brand of football, which is his number one checkpoint on his contract. I just don't think it will be this weekend.
You don't think they're going to win this weekend?
Don't think it'll be this weekend. I think Spurs are legit. 1-0 Spurs. It could be that man Christian. I don't think Harry Kane's going to score just yet either. I don't think
he's not back yet.
No.
We've got no other options.
I think, as we said, I think Kane maybe almost needs a rest.
Yeah. He's played both games.
He's played both games for England. Almost needs a rest. But as you say, or as we always say, you play eventually it'll come. Just hope it doesn't take the same amount of time as John Stead.
I love John Stead. Let's just throw that out there. I'm really sitting on the fence here, but I half agree with you. I can definitely see Tottenham, almost outperforming a Liverpool team that's expecting too much, they're going to blitz it. However, I can also see Liverpool blitzing it. They've been much better than them in the last couple of seasons, Liverpool. The team hasn't changed that much, apart from the very noticeable loss of Luis Suarez, but they did beat them again without Luis Suarez last year. So they're a little bit of a bogey team.
Tore them apart in the lane last season.
Yeah, exactly. And although that was under Brendan Rodgers' management, the tactician. So I can see that it may be just having enough of an impact that they're going to go there and they're going to put on a performance, and it's going to go there. I think what's key is they're going to go on there, they're definitely going to start high intensity, and if it pays off early, it's going to go in Liverpool's favour. And if it doesn't, then I think Tottenham could edge this one.
Ooh. Score?
No, I don't want to give a scoreline. I'm going to say they are going to edge it. So I'm going to go for 3-1 to Liverpool.
3-1. Your key man? Mine's Eriksen. I think he's going to be the difference.
Sturridge. I think Sturridge is going to be hot property. Hot. I think he's going to be on it. I think he's going to be a pain for them. Yeah.
Okay. Next up, start of the 3 o'clock kickoffs. We've got Palace versus West Ham. 4th versus 6th, if I'm right.
6-pointer in many ways.
Yeah. This could make or break. Season. This is where the season starts to unfold. I think for the teams that get the good start.
It's doing well. Yeah.
Yeah. Palace only lost at home to the big teams. Arsenal and City. Kabai's in form, scored 2 and 2, although albeit penalties.
Yeah.
He's got 3 for the season. West Ham, on the other hand, form away team. They've beaten all the big guys. Comeback draw against Sunderland last week, although Sunderland went down to 10 men. Payet, 4 goals this season. He's been an absolute revelation, I think, for the league.
Fantastic.
And he's had 2 weeks off because for some ungodly reason he didn't get picked for France, despite them only having 2 friendlies.
Yeah, surely he deserves to be in that France team.
Yeah.
That's
I think especially within
them. It's a good advert. Well, hopefully it's a good advert for the Premier League, this one, because they're not the top teams. And actually, personally, I'm very excited about this game because you've got Palace, who are really good this season, and you've got West Ham, who are doing really well, are really good, and are even better away from home because of all the sort of pace. So
difficult
the
to
pace
beat as well.
This game should be.
It's going to be a counter-attacking delight.
Exactly. The worry is that somehow they cancel each other out. Sort of almost nothing really happens. But you're imagining.
You're hoping for that bit of quality in the final third.
Yeah, and maybe Cabaye.
Those 2 players can bring it. Cabaye and Payet.
Well, that's a good point. Yeah, Cabaye and Payet almost going up against each other. Really,
who's going to pull the strings?
So
you probably would say Diafra Sakho ahead of Payet. If he's pulling the strings and putting in people, Sakho's probably leading the line against Gale, Campbell, Wickham, the English trio.
Yeah.
Although they do have Sakho, Zaha, and Bolasie, the Maverick. One of my favourite players in the Premier League, Yannick Bolasie.
Is he still?
Yeah, absolute maverick.
Well, he's on his way back now, isn't he?
He's too good, too bad. But I think all the good things he does absolutely always, and he makes it his point that he just tries to shine in every game.
Yeah.
You know, he's absolutely fearless. Doesn't matter if the right back gets the better of him, he will go at him again.
Yeah. And that's the way to be, by the way. Any young footballers out there who are wondering.
Never give up.
Don't ever stop just running at him.
Don't think someone's got the better of you. For that, I think actually, having said that, I think Palace will. No, it's going to be a draw. 2-2 draw.
I have to agree with you. I think, in theory, West Ham beating all the top teams away from home.
Palace now one of them.
They should smash them. But I think
Pardew is too good a manager.
Yeah.
I think.
He'll know not to go mental. And I think 2-2 is a good shout. I think goals and a good game.
Both hit on
I'll be very disappointed if there's not goals in this game.
You're saying it should be up there on the MOTD list?
Oh yeah, it could be top 3. Top 3. There's some big games this week.
Obviously, we've said the players to watch out for, Cabaye and Payet. I think those two will make the difference.
I think, the way they play with their wingers is key.
Yeah. Okay. City Bournemouth. The probably easiest one to pick, I think, this week out of all the fixtures.
Well, you would say that, but there is the fact that Aguero's out. Silva looks like he's going to be out. Toure might still be out.
Company might still be out.
Company played on yesterday, on Tuesday night.
It's back.
But
is Joe Hart out?
I think Joe Hart's fine. He's been playing for England, hasn't he?
Yeah.
So if Company is back, although Pellegrini's obviously annoyed apparently that he played because he's not fit.
It's probably more Smertens than it is Company.
Yeah. And why?
I'm picking it for the Belgian team.
Oh, I see. And that severely weakens Man City. They have still a load of good players because they're a top team and they're going to challenge for the title. But those 4 players, that is their spine of the team. And when those 4 players, arguably, they are the best in the country. And if they could keep those 4 fit all season, I don't think there's any doubt that they'd probably win the league. I think even
they would drag them over the line.
In Chelsea, I'm not sure would take them on.
Not full hit, Arsenal.
Full hit, Arsenal. You never know. So
it's time for Bonnie to step up.
Bonnie's an interesting one, isn't it?
It should get a run of games unless he goes for Iheanacho. Iheanacho, is that?
Yeah, the young guy
who got the winner. He got the winner.
Yeah.
At Palace.
Yeah.
Bonnie should get a run of games. He's proven that he can score goals in the Premier League. I think he'll score goals.
Yeah,
especially if Aguero's out for 7 games as predicted.
He knows he's got a run of games, so he knows that he's got a good amount of time to really.
I think he's going to do like a Dzeko and just prove it and then lose his place as soon as Aguero
I think you
comes
could
back.
be right. I think, and also De Bruyne is the other one who is looking like a fantastic.
He's almost
signing.
ghosting through as well.
Well, exactly. He's not. He's going to be playing. If Silva's out, he's going to be playing probably number 10, main man. Go and gets goals. Go and gets assists. And now, for the first time in a while, City can sort of look like they're a decent team without Silva in their team. We think it's probably too early to say that's definite, but it's definitely a useful tool for them to have.
On the flip side, Bournemouth conceded 9 goals away from home this season already. No Callum Wilson.
Ravaged by injuries.
And basically everyone, all the people they signed this summer are injured.
Yeah, I mean...
bad luck on them, and I think that Man City, I think they've kind of got... I don't think they've been brutally beaten so far. I mean, they draw the last match 1-1, or they got a draw.
They did, against Watford.
But I think this one might be the big one for them. I think this one could make or break the season. They can either have a really good game, part of a really stern test. They're going to go there to defend 10 men against the ball, behind the ball. If City find it hard to break down and they come away with a 1 or 2-0 loss, or maybe even a draw, I think they'll still spirits will still be high. 6s or 7s, I think that could be their season over.
Really, the catalyst to the relegation. Yeah, well, I think you could be right. I mean, stranger things have happened. I know that Burnley last year took most of their points from the top 4, which is crazy because they got relegated. And you can almost see that, especially with City. Maybe they're going to be a bit complacent.
City are terrible against the top teams.
Yeah, they're going to go in thinking we're going to win, forgetting that their best players aren't playing, and they're going to struggle. So that's a possibility, but you can't see past a Man City.
I'm going to go for 3-0 City.
You're going to go 3.
Yeah.
I'm going to go for 4-0. I was going to say 1.
You're going to give Bournemouth a 1.
I'm going to say 4-0. I don't see them scoring.
Obviously, Man City and Bournemouth have never played each other in the league, but City are unbeaten against them in 6 games in outside of the Premier League. So that also doesn't bode well for Bournemouth.
Key men for that are Boney and De Bruyne. Really, is how they step up with their real chances to shine.
Everton United, the big clash of the 3 o'clocks, I think.
Another big game.
I think this is a big one. I think Man United need to come back after a 20-minute thrashing by Arsenal last week. Everton, hit and miss this season so far.
Yeah.
What was their last game?
Good question.
Can't remember. All I remember is the one. No, West Brom was a 3-2 away. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Last meeting against Man United, they won 3-0. They won 3 out of 5 at home against United. Although they've not been great at home so far this season, only 1 win in 6.
That's an interesting.
Or 1 win in the last 6. Sorry.
Stat, isn't it?
United, I don't know. They've been hit and miss as well. I mean, they bad first half, good second half. I think if Everton can hit them hard first half, I think it could be game over again.
Yeah, I think that Lukaku could play a huge part. I think
your favourite.
I hate Lukaku. Let's just put
it's a different topic.
It's a different topic because he's so inconsistent. Yep. And when Lukaku is really battering like the door down, then Everton could conceivably win this just by being the better team, which is a huge statement, really, when you think about it. The fact that Everton are better than Man United, and I don't think Lukaku's necessarily that good a player. I just, he's such a physical presence, and when he scores goals, and I think the whole team plays better when they have their front man actually firing. Yeah. And it affects Everton hugely. So but he also has a habit of disappearing in games, and then again the whole team don't play well as a result. And Man United are a good team essentially, despite what the first 20 minutes of the last game suggest. And they should be able to sort of ease into the game, control it, and get away.
I think this one could be decided on which defence plays least bad.
Plays least bad.
Least bad. I think if.
Okay, yeah.
I think if there was Muniz Moraes that's playing next to Jagielka at the minute. I mean, they've got two young kids left and right, very experienced goalkeeper in Tim Howard. Gareth Barry in front of them, who could make it to 550 Premier League starts this weekend. I think if those 6 players, most Premier League starts for an outfield player as well.
Which is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Gareth Barry.
Yeah.
What's going wrong?
It's been around for years though.
Yeah, yes.
Playing pedestrian football.
Yeah. plodding
around. I think if those 6 play well, I think that the 4 ahead of them, I think, could annihilate United. Having said that, if United can keep it tight for the first 25-30 minutes, which if Van Gaal learns anything, and he can do, because at the minute he still tries to play same style of football every single week.
Yeah.
If he learns, keep it tight for the first half an hour. They've been much better in the second half, and they've been scoring goals freely in the second half as well.
Yeah, and I think it's important to mention as well that the front line of United as well can batter a team if they want, especially if Mata is playing well. When Mata's playing well, I think they really start to look decent.
However, I'm going to go for another home win.
You're going to go for Everton
I'm going to go 2-1 Everton.
I'm going to go for 3-2 to United. I don't really know why I'm going for that, but I have a feeling that United might just
bring it back.
Yeah.
Yeah? Well, we'll see.
Oh, yeah.
Moving on to...
one more point is Blind against Lukaku.
It's a mismatch, isn't it?
Something that
if there's ever been a mismatch,
they're going to want to utilise is definitely Blind against Lukaku.
If I was Everton, I'd play Naismith. I'd stick him right up there as well. I'd put Lukaku on Blind. Yeah. Naismith in and around because he's an absolute pest in the air.
Yeah. Yeah.
Get the ball wide.
That could.
If you're Everton, Martinez, if you're watching this, get the ball wide.
Heard it here first. Probably didn't think of that.
Probably could be the dullest game of the Premier League fixtures this week. West Brom versus Sunderland. West Brom, they are unbeaten in 6 against Sunderland. However, they're the only team in the Premier League this season that have not scored in either the first 30 minutes of the game or the last 30 minutes of the game. So only in the middle 30 minutes have they scored.
So that's all you really need to concentrate on.
They keep them tight. They keep them tight between 30 and 60 minutes. Sunderland don't have a problem. Berahino has only got 2 goals so far this season. They've only scored 4 goals in this 4 goals at home this season in 2 3-2 losses.
No, really.
Against Chelsea and against Everton. Well, and they really let it slip against Everton. Yeah, however, Sunderland have not won a game until October for the last 3 seasons, so this week could be their chance.
You've got to win at some point.
And the last 3 new managers have all started with an away defeat.
Oh, wow.
So Allardyce almost doesn't stand a chance.
That is a damning statistic, that one, isn't it? I mean, yeah, so you would say that this could go either. You'd think West Brom were too organised to lose to this Sunderland side.
West Brom, their last 15 home games, 8 clean sheets. The other 7, they've conceded at least 2 goals.
West Brom.
At least 3 goals. West Brom, yeah.
West Brom.
So if they keep it clean, if they don't concede, as soon as they concede, it's 3 goals. So if Sunderland score early, back them to score more than 3 or more goals.
Well, yeah, and the likelihood is, I think we probably both think that they're not going to score.
No.
Because West Brom are going to set out to defend because they're a Tony Pulis side and they're actually
defend
doing
first.
Quite well at defending. And you'd be very surprised if Sam Allardyce is setting Sunderland up to go on the attack.
No, not in his first game. He's going back to basics, I think, the way Allardyce does it.
Yeah.
Bit of heart, bit of grit, defend at all costs. One man up on top on his own. Fight for everything he can, pick up some scraps. If the other 2 wingers can join him, they join him. If not, hold what we have.
Yeah.
0-0.
And Sunderland will be happy with a point.
Absolutely.
West Brom supporters probably not happy.
I think going into this game, going against Sunderland, every team should be thinking 3 points.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, I'm still going 0-0.
I'm going 0-0. I
think this one's going to be last. So if you're a West Brom or Sunderland fan, you're going to be up until midnight and waiting for this game on Match of the Day, I think.
Yeah, I'd be very surprised if this one is high up on the order on Match of the Day.
However, if you're a Southampton fan or a Leicester fan, could be goals galore this weekend, I think.
Another very good game, in my opinion.
I think this is a very good game. Two free scoring teams, Southampton off the back of a 3-1 domination against Chelsea. Leicester, 2-1 win in the last game, and they're scoring goals for fun, even without Mahrez in the team.
Yeah, but conceding goals for fun as well.
Yet to keep a clean sheet.
Yet to keep a clean sheet in 8 games.
8 games. And Southampton only lost 1 at home in the last 18.
Really?
Yep.
That was 2.
Against Leicester, sorry.
Oh, okay, I was going to say.
Against Leicester. They've not been great at home apart from that. I see this being I see this being very similar to the Arsenal-Leicester game, actually. I think it could be real end-to-end stuff. However, I think Southampton will edge it because they've got a better backline. Font at the back, who I rate as one of the best defenders in the league.
Yeah.
Maybe not one of the best defenders, but the way he organises that backline, I think.
Yeah, I think he's underrated, isn't he?
Yeah.
I think
as a Marshall.
So Lovren was bought,
yeah.
and it's becoming apparent that Font was the
real leader.
The real leader.
Yeah.
Yeah, the player they should have bought, basically. And it's quite surprising no one's bought him since, actually.
He's 31 years old.
Well, yeah. But
although saying that, I mean, two Arsenal's defenders are both 30.
How old's this, Dan?
A million.
Keep going forever.
12.
I agree. I think that Leicester are a good attacking team. We know that.
Yep.
But they are so poor defensively. And Southampton are really growing into the league at the moment.
Yeah.
And Pella, in particular, is playing well. He's playing well at the moment. He's the type of player who can go through a drought of games.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you can
Did
see
last
that
season.
in his play. Because he's the type of player that you're kind of like, well, if you play it through to him one-on-one with a keeper, you don't feel that confident he's going to score. That's not really his sort of best attribute. But you can sort of, if a player can't score on a one-on-one every time, then you know he's not going to score that many goals. But he is a good player. He's very strong, tall, and I think the quality that Southampton have, I'd be very surprised if they don't get quite a few goals against Leicester. We
don't have this down here. I mean, we've picked out Pella and Mane to be our ones to watch in this game. However, I'm going to add in another name, James Ward-Prowse.
James Ward-Prowse. Oh my God.
If he comes on or if he starts, I think dead ball situations, his crossing ability, which was proven against Man United, I think the right foot on the boy is incredible, and I think he could be the one to get those balls that go in and around behind for Pella or Mane to run onto, and just tap it on the goal. I think he could be not the main difference. I don't think he's going to be scoring the goals, but I think he's going to be the one putting in those balls or putting players in behind.
And it's a different dimension to what Mane gives, because Mane we did put down because
he's direct.
He's on the up now.
Yeah.
So
confidence player as well.
End of last season, had a really strong end to the season.
Yep.
And he didn't start too well. First 3 games, he didn't really make an impact at all.
Yeah.
And now he's playing.
5 assists.
Yeah, is it 5 assists?
5 assists,
2
goals.
2 goals, yeah. And he's one of those players, I think, that he almost looks a bit clumsy on the ball, but he's very sort of
he'll always wriggle his way through. It's a bit of a Suarez type.
Well, exactly. Actually, I don't think he's quite as clumsy on the ball as I first thought. He's actually much more. He's better on the ball. He's got
us all fooled.
Yeah, and I think he has a little bit, and he's proving a real threat. And I definitely think that Leicester's backline are going to struggle. Yeah. Struggle with him in particular.
Pella, 5 goals, 5 assists. Will he keep scoring?
I think with Pella, you have to assume that he's going to keep scoring until he stops scoring.
Will Mahrez come back into the team? Surely he has to.
Mahrez has to come back into the team.
Bring him back.
I mean, it's ridiculous.
The Tinkerman. That's a real tinker.
He's going to drop Vardy probably.
Just to stop?
Because
Vardy, 5 games in a row he scored, 7 for the season. Could be one of 3 players, only 3 players this century to score 3 English players, to score in 6 consecutive Premier League games.
Which is a very, very impressive feat. And he got 5 goals last season, I think.
Yeah.
So he's already surpassed that. And he's playing very well.
Played well for England. Started both games.
He didn't start against Estonia, but he did come on and give the assist within about 2 minutes.
4-3. 4-2. 4-2 I'm going for.
4-2.
4-2 Southampton.
I go with 4-2.
4-2 Southampton.
I think that's a perfect prediction for that game.
Hopefully a Pella hat-trick. I won't know why, I don't know why.
Vardy to get both. Morris.
Big one for both managers now. Chelsea versus Villa.
Chelsea Villa.
Jose, he's never lost back-to-back Premier League home games. Although before last season, you'd be real needle in a haystack to find one loss.
Yeah.
Although they've conceded at least 2 goals in 7 of their 8 Premier League games this season, which is a compounding stat.
And the only one was against Arsenal.
Yeah, it was. However, on the flip side, Villa, no clean sheets at Chelsea since 1998, although they have scored in their last 9 away games, which is a Premier League high.
Oh, really?
Although they're rock bottom of the form table, lost 5 of the last 6.
Yeah, well, I don't think Villa are a very good team, personally.
I think they've got all the players to be a good team. They've got some great players.
They've got a couple of good players, yeah. I don't like Sherwood.
No?
No, I don't.
No, he's all out attack, basically.
I think he's just one of those, he just chats a load of rubbish and, pretends he knows what he's talking about, and actually he doesn't.
No.
I wrote an article on my blog.
Playersonlyblogspot.co.uk. However, I think Sherwood's safe after this weekend. I don't think any chairman can let them, regardless of how Chelsea are playing. I don't think you can ever let a manager going in against Chelsea away and go, well, if you lose this, that's the nail in the coffin. I think a spirited performance. Spirited performance. Try and play good football. Be compact at the back. Micah Richards really needs to lead that line. Guzan needs to have a good game in goal. Westwood in front of them. And then they've got so many good players, I think. I think Grealish is really one to watch for the future, especially. I think he's great on the ball, even though he needs to wear his socks properly. Jordan Ayew, unfortunately the weaker of the 2 Ayew brothers, but I still think he's a good player. And Gusted, if they can get him some service,
balls in the box.
He'll call. I mean, he scored 2 bullet headers against Liverpool.
Yeah. So would you?
Especially with the way Chelsea are at the back.
If you're on Tim Sherwood now, are you saying, okay, let's shore up because we've got Chelsea on the weekend, or are you saying this Chelsea is hurt, let's go get them?
I think you've got to do a mixture of both. I'd play 2 holding midfielders. I'd say, right, they're not getting at us. However, when we get the ball, Gusted's our man. I'm not firing it into him. I'm saying we've got this, the guy that's playing in the middle should be either side. That's the fullbacks should be pushing on. Overlaps. Let's get to the byline and let's get balls in the air. Let's try and turn Chelsea a little bit because their defence isn't very good at the minute. There's clearly not some communication going on properly there. We're not even sure which centre-back pairing it's going to be this weekend.
Yeah. We're no idea what the team's going to be.
Although Terry's had a couple of weeks worth of training, so he'll probably be leading that line. I should have thought again. Begovic has been playing a blinder but conceding goals. and fortunately Ivanovic is injured, so that would be
interesting. Yeah,
probably a better back 5 in terms of Azpilicueta right back, Baba Rahman left back. Right, we've got players playing in proper positions, but they've played together once this season.
Yeah.
So I really think it's got to be you got to attack when you can, not when you just attack every time.
Don't force it.
Yeah, time it right. Get 1-0 and shut up shop.
It depends on who Chelsea play in centre midfield, defensive midfield, because they've been so poor in that position so far this season, and that's where Villa are going to get most joy. Is where they want to push on to players like Grealish. Chelsea aren't going to get out to him that quickly, so he needs to push into that and make stuff happen, because that seems to be, if Ivanovic isn't playing, that's Chelsea's other Achilles heel at the moment. We've got probably 10 Achilles heels, but that's where obviously that is where teams are utilising a lot of Chelsea's weaknesses. But do you still see Chelsea hitting this one?
If Willian doesn't play, I don't think Chelsea have got any goals.
Yeah. If we get a free kick, 40
Villa,
yards
don't give away any free kicks that could be crosses. I still think Chelsea. I still think 1-0.
Yeah, I think this is an interesting game because it's the perfect time for each club to play the other club. I think Villa don't have any onus to win this game. So, but if they do win it, they're going to still see it as a victory over Chelsea, even though it's a poor Chelsea. Yeah, basically, they're still going to be like, this is great. And Chelsea have to win, but Villa aren't doing very well at the moment, so it's the perfect club for them to play. Sunderland being the only sort of better one, or Newcastle, who Chelsea failed to beat. So I think because Ivanovic is out, and because Mourinho has stated he's going to change the team around, I think hopefully Chelsea are going to put in a much better performance, and I think they will just beat them.
Score?
Maybe 3-0.
3-0. Oh, not
3-0
goals.
to Chelsea.
Okay, moving on.
Yep.
Keeping it in the London region. Watford versus Arsenal. Watford, 4 Premier League losses against Arsenal. And then it's goals otherwise. Gallo's scored Watford's last 5 goals.
Yeah.
However,
he's everything.
Sanchez has got 5 and 2. And Walcott has got 12 and 14 starts with 3 assists. My only problem is that stat was 12 and 12 2 weeks ago. before the Chelsea game was 12 and 12 and it became blah blah blah. But I think if those two and Ozil get combining again, because all are obviously pulling the strings from midfield.
Is Coquelin back?
Yep, Coquelin is fit.
Coquelin's key, I think.
Coquelin is fit. The only player really missing is Koscielny.
Yeah.
Sanchez has apparently come back, or not yet come back, but is okay from Chile. I don't think it's going to be a big win, but I don't think Watford. I mean, Watford have been pretty tight at home, but I don't see them causing much, damage or pressure on us. I think we'll be quite comfortable.
There's been a few games this season where Watford have set up to defend.
Well, they are. That's what they've done. I mean, they got rid of a load of players in the summer, and everyone was wondering why they were getting rid of Vidra. A few other players. Leon, I think they got rid of him as well. But the new manager's come in, and he's gone solid base first, and then worry about it. Only conceded 1 goal at home this season.
Okay.
4 games, and that was the last one.
Yeah.
2 ago.
So I think they will be very hard to break down for Arsenal. But I do think Arsenal will break them down, like you say, with Ozil's playing okay at the moment.
The form, playing well for Germany.
Sanchez is playing brilliantly. I think Walcott is just such an asset.
Yep.
I can't see. I'll go with another 3-0 actually.
3-0.
I don't see
3-0
Watford scoring really.
Yeah, I'm going to go slightly tighter. I was going to go 1-0. I'm going to go 2-0. I think we'll edge it. Probably a goal in each half.
Yeah. No, I can see that happening. But maybe one for Giroud as well in the 90th minute.
He does love coming on.
Yeah, after Walcott scored one and come off.
Well, that has happened. Last 2 games, Walcott scored, Giroud's come on and scored.
Yeah.
That's that one settled. Newcastle and Norwich.
Fills me with excitement.
Oh, can't wait to watch this one. Can't wait to settle into my Sunday afternoon and watch this one. Jeez, put some decent games on. Newcastle have only won 1 of their last 19, not won any of their last 6. However, on the flip side, Norwich have never won at St James's Park, not kept a clean sheet this season, and have only won 1 in 6 themselves. Norwich have looked quite good.
They have looked good.
However, Newcastle have, in first half an hour against City, and especially against Chelsea. Even you say probably first 45 minutes more so. More probably because of the fact that Chelsea came back into it. But I think this could actually be quite. Although it doesn't excite anyone, I think this could actually be quite an interesting game. Norwich have got not the best players, but they've got quite an attacking-minded. They've got Redmond, who's in good form at the minute.
Yeah.
Houlihan, 5 assists so far this season and 1 goal. I think they could score a couple of goals. However, I think Newcastle are starting to create some chances and play a little bit better football. Starting to get the feel for McLaren. McLaren's getting the feel for the players.
Yeah. You feel like this might be a stupid thing to say, but Newcastle are due a result. Even though they're kind of not due a result because they're playing so badly, but at the same time, there's certain games like this where Newcastle will not necessarily kickstart the season.
They won't capitulate like
get
they did
results
against City either.
No, exactly.
Norwich don't have a player that's going to go and score.
Cameron Jerome's not
He's not
making
going to
5 goals, is he?
Goals. Oh, poor Cameron Jerome.
No, can you imagine if that happens?
I don't think Cameron Jerome scored more than 5 in a season.
No, I don't think he will. It should be a fairly drab affair.
I'm going to say
in quality.
I'm going to say 2-1 Newcastle. I think scrappy goal to win it. I think Cissé's got a.
I'm going to go 2-1 as well. Oof. I wanted to go for something different, but actually I want to go for 2-1.
Yeah. I mean, I don't see why. I think Mitrovic has got his goal now. And they've actually got some half-decent strikers at Newcastle. Mitrovic has come with, a bit of talk, a bit of buzz about him. Perez, I thought looked quite good last season. Cissé has gone completely off the ball, but he's still a good striker, I think. Terrible first touch. He needs to work on that one.
Yeah. I should say as well that for Norwich, they are playing quite well and they haven't really got results, and it's very important for them to get a result in a game like this against Newcastle, who they should beat because they're playing so badly, Newcastle. Yeah. And
too many draws for Norwich.
Yeah, it could start to see them sort of look like relegation candidates if they don't pick up points like this in games like this.
Yeah. And then Monday night football, the big one. Swansea versus Stoke.
2 S's.
Swansea, I thought this is a strange stat. Only won 2 of the last 10.
Against?
No, just 2 of the last 10.
Just 2 of the last 10?
Bad run of form.
That's a bad run of form.
Yeah.
I thought they were quite good.
Of the 6 Premier League meetings between Swansea and Stoke, all been won by the home team. Oh, sorry, 8 games. 6 won by the home team, 2 draws. Stoke, only 2 clean sheets in 18 games against Swansea. And they've not won consecutive away games since 2011, December 2011. So, doesn't bode well for Mark Hughes' side. I think this is going to be as long if it's not raining in Swansea on Monday night, this could be a half-decent game of football.
Yeah, again,
if it's raining, I think it could be a drab affair.
By the prospect of this game,
I think Ayew, Sigurdsson, even though I don't rate Gomez, I think he's scoring some goals.
Yeah. We yet to see the best of Sigurdsson, I think, this season.
No, he's not been the same player he was last season. But then again, he's probably because he's got better players around him that are taking the...
Ayew is sort of taking the mantle off him a little bit, if that's the correct saying. Taking the mantle off him? Yeah.
However, Stoke in the sticks, Jack Butland, decent bit of form. England caps the other night.
He's been brilliant this
season. Most saves in the season.
Good saves.
37 saves, only 1 clean sheet though.
I know.
You've got to play in the guys in front. Is that the loss of Shawcross?
I was going to say they're missing Shawcross. They definitely seem to be.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't really put it down to much more than that, and because Butland's been brilliant. Like it's not like.
I mean, it was magical against Arsenal.
So it could be far more if they had that rubbish. What is it, Begovic or something? He used to play there. useless goalkeeper.
Conceding
goals for fun at the moment. And so that is definitely a real worry for Stoke. And Swansea have been playing very well going forward.
Yep.
So you would like to think that they're going to get some joy there.
Yep.
But going into the season, we all thought Stoke had a brilliant team. Like they did some amazing business. Shaqiri, you've got Bojan's just come back, Afellay, and Nautovic is now looking the pick of the bunch out of all of them.
The problem is Juve the man to lead the line?
Is Juve the man? I mean, no. I think Juve is like.
That's the problem. You've got 3 great providers in behind.
Yeah.
And no one's to really give it to.
No, Juve is the type of player who, if you told him to sprint with the ball from his own half from his penalty box to the other penalty box, 9 times out of 10 he would lose it. And if he scored like it's on his own, no one's tackling him, he would just lose it. And he did it against City where he scored like that solo goal that he ran it from his own box all the way. And about 3 times he took players on by accidentally like mucking up his little, and then he did the world's worst finish and somehow Hart managed to let it go through his legs. Yeah. So I don't rate him at all.
Okay.
And I do think that's a problem for them.
Last meeting between these teams, Swansea 2-0. Big one.
I think Stoke will score though. I do think Stoke, because Stoke need to start picking up points now.
I think this could be a draw.
I think this could be a draw.
I'm going to go 1-1.
Okay, I'm going to go 2-2.
I'm going to go 2-2.
2-2. Yeah, I think a little bit of quality actually might settle this game, or.
You'd hope for a bit of quality, wouldn't you?
Yeah, well, this is what I like about the Premier League now. I think that this is going to be a game
lot of
full
games.
of quality. It's not just because they're close; it's because they actually both have
Decent
quality
players
in their team.
That's what we like to see.
Exciting.
So you've gone for 2-1, I'm going for 1-1. I guess we'll find out next week who picked the right scores.
Yeah. So hopefully all those were remotely correct.
And our first lot of predictions have been right.
Yeah.
All right.
So enjoy the games.
See you next week.